Important note, this video is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decision. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Here's your market briefing from Rumour with AI. Institutional capital is quietly pivoting toward Ethereum's underlying infrastructure, signaling a shift in how Wall Street views digital asset exposure. Bitmain chair Tom Lee has identified Lighter as a critical layer 2 infrastructure play, highlighting the growing institutional appetite for perpetual decentralized exchanges. This strategic focus emerges against a backdrop of significant volatility for the native asset. Ethereum has endured a steep 49% annual decline, pressuring traditional holders to seek alpha in the peripheral ecosystem. Lee's endorsement suggests that smart money is betting on the rails rather than the ride, viewing L2 scalability solutions as the next frontier for sustainable growth. Meanwhile, the regulatory landscape for prediction markets has taken a decisive turn in the United States. A federal judge in Minnesota has officially blocked the state's prohibition on prediction markets. This ruling marks the first major legal setback for state-level bans, creating a precedent that could unravel similar restrictions nationwide. The decision challenges the narrative that these platforms are inherently speculative or harmful, instead framing them as protected forms of expression. Legal experts suggest this could open the floodgates for regulatory clarity, forcing other states to reconsider their hardline stances on data-driven forecasting tools. On the macro front, geopolitical tensions are reshaping global logistics and energy flows. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps now dominates 50% of the national economy, a consolidation of power that is actively altering transit routes and energy exports to Central Asian republics. Analysts warn that this control will significantly impact supply chains post-2026, potentially creating bottlenecks for energy-dependent nations in the region. The IRGC's grip extends beyond borders, influencing trade dynamics and forcing neighboring countries to navigate a complex web of sanctions and alliances. In the domestic logistics sector, the rail industry is undergoing a historic consolidation. Union Pacific and BNSF have finalized merger terms that include expanded gateway pricing commitments. This move is set to redefine freight rate structures and logistics costs across the S&P 500. Investors are closely watching how these pricing shifts will impact inflation metrics and corporate margins. The merger represents a significant shift in market power, potentially reducing competition and increasing leverage for the remaining carriers. Finally, the divergence between platform usage and stock performance remains stark in the fintech space. Robinhood's on-chain assets have surged 50% week over week, hitting $600 million. Yet, the Hood stock remains weak, lagging behind its fundamental growth metrics. This disconnect highlights investor skepticism ahead of the Q2 earnings report scheduled for July 29. The market is waiting for proof that this asset growth can translate into sustainable revenue, rather than just speculative volume. That's your market briefing. Follow Rumour with AI for daily market intelligence.